What if I told you that two humble ingredients sitting in your kitchen cabinet could quietly restore the energy, strength, and desire you thought were long behind you? And what if I told you, backed by both ancient wisdom and modern science, that applying this natural blend for just 20 minutes before bed could send a wave of circulation, vitality, and stamina through your entire body, enough to make your wife look at you differently in the morning? I'm Dr. James, and I've spent more than 30 years helping men over 60 reclaim their strength, performance, and confidence without medication, gimmicks, or complicated routines. What I'm about to share has changed lives in my clinic, and it can do the same for you starting tonight. You've heard of olive oil. You've heard of clove. But what no one told you is how these two, when combined and used correctly, can light a fire in your blood, repair hidden damage in your vessels, calm inflammation, support your joints, stabilize your blood sugar, and even bring back a sense of youthful masculinity you thought was gone. This is more than a home remedy. It's a revival ritual. And in the next few minutes, I'll walk you through the science, the benefits, and exactly how to use this blend so you can feel like 100 horsepower again. Stay with me because the most important part is coming next. Before we dive in, if you're serious about reclaiming your strength and vitality after 60, make sure to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a tip that could change your health and your life. And if this message speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. I'm always here to improve and serve you better. Now that you understand what this simple nightly ritual could awaken in your body, let's start by looking at each ingredient on its own, because to fully appreciate their combined power, you first need to understand the individual strength of olive oil and clove. These aren't just everyday kitchen staples, they're time-tested medicinal wonders with benefits that go far beyond the dinner table. 1. Benefits of olive oil and cloves individually. Let's begin where it all starts, with the ingredients themselves. Before we talk about what happens when you combine them, you need to understand the remarkable healing properties each one holds on its own. Because believe it or not, olive oil and cloves are two of the most underrated health allies in your kitchen. First, olive oil. Not just any oil, but high-quality, cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil. For centuries, it's been a cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet, known for its heart-protective powers and anti-aging effects. But this golden liquid goes deeper than just helping with cholesterol. Olive oil is rich in compounds like oleuropein and hydroxytyrosol, natural antioxidants that combat inflammation, soften stiff arteries, and enhance circulation throughout the body. It nourishes your nervous system, supports healthy hormone levels, and provides the building blocks for energy production at the cellular level. For men over 60, olive oil acts like a gentle lubricant for aging joints, blood vessels, and even your skin. Now let's talk about clove. This tiny spice, often overlooked, carries enormous potency. Inside each bud lies a powerful compound called eugenol, which has been used in natural medicine for centuries to reduce pain, fight bacteria, and stimulate blood flow. It's been shown to have antiviral, antifungal, and even cancer-fighting properties. But what really makes clove special for men is its ability to enhance circulation in targeted areas, especially where it matters most for energy, intimacy, and confidence. It also helps balance blood sugar, relieve inflammation, and even act as a natural stress reducer by calming overworked nerves. Both of these ingredients on their own are deeply healing. Olive oil brings lubrication, nourishment, and stability. Clove delivers stimulation, warmth, and repair. But as powerful as they are individually, something extraordinary happens when you combine them. It's not just additive, it's synergistic. The olive oil carries clove's medicinal compounds deep into the tissues, and clove, in turn, activates the olive oil's ability to awaken blood flow and clear out inflammation from places you didn't even realize were blocked. So what happens when these two come together on your skin, in your bloodstream, and even in your intimate life? That's where it gets truly exciting. Because once you combine them in the right way, you create a natural remedy that doesn't just support your health, it can help transform it. And in the next few moments, I'll show you exactly why this blend works better than either ingredient alone, and why men over 60 are calling it their secret weapon for restoring strength, energy, and connection. 2. Why combine olive oil and cloves? Now that we've looked at what olive oil and cloves can each do on their own, let's talk about what happens when you bring them together. Because this isn't just about two healthy ingredients sitting side by side, it's about synergy. When you combine olive oil and clove the right way, you don't just double the benefits, you unlock something entirely new that neither ingredient could do alone. You see, olive oil is what we call a carrier oil. It penetrates deeply into the skin, the tissues, and even the capillaries that feed your muscles and nerves. It doesn't just sit on the surface, it delivers. When you pair it with something as potent as clove, which is rich in bioactive compounds like eugenol, that delivery system becomes the key to total body rejuvenation. Olive oil acts like a vehicle, transporting cloves' powerful antioxidants and stimulants to areas where blood flow has slowed down with age, areas that have been quietly starving for oxygen, nutrients, and nerve activation. Clove by itself can stimulate circulation and calm inflammation, but it doesn't absorb well through the skin on its own. That's where olive oil comes in, allowing the clove to work where it's needed most. This is especially important for older men whose circulation is weakened in the lower body, whether it's in the legs, the joints, or yes, even in the intimate regions. The warmth of the mixture soothes tired tissue while delivering a powerful wake-up call to your blood vessels. But there's more going on here. On a cellular level, this blend does something remarkable. The compounds in olive oil help soften hardened arteries, while cloves eugenol signals your body to release nitric oxide, a key molecule that helps open up blood vessels and increase blood flow naturally. Together, they create a compound effect. Increased circulation, reduced inflammation, better oxygen delivery, and a calming effect on the nervous system. It's like flipping a switch that says, "Wake up, it's time to feel alive again." Many of my patients describe the sensation after applying this blend as a gentle warmth, a soft pulse, or even a spark they haven't felt in years. It's not aggressive, but it's deeply energizing. Over time, this simple ritual becomes a signal to your body, a reminder that it's still capable of healing, strengthening, and performing. So yes, olive oil and cloves are impressive alone, but when used together, they become something far greater than the sum of their parts. And now that you understand why this combination is so effective, let's explore the first major benefit it delivers. One that could protect your heart, improve your circulation, and quite possibly add years to your life. Benefit 1. Cardiovascular support. When it comes to a man's health after 60, nothing is more critical than the strength and flexibility of his cardiovascular system. Your heart, your arteries, your blood vessels, they are the highways that carry oxygen and nutrients to every part of your body, including your brain, your muscles, and even your most intimate areas. But with age, those highways begin to narrow. The walls get stiff, the pressure builds, and before you know it, fatigue, memory lapses, and performance issues start creeping in. That's where the olive oil and clove blend offers something truly remarkable. Olive oil, with its rich concentration of heart-friendly fats and polyphenols, has long been recognized for its ability to lower bad cholesterol and raise the good kind. But even more important for older men is how it helps improve arterial flexibility. It relaxes the blood vessel walls and makes it easier for your heart to pump blood without strain. Now add clove to the mix. Clove contains eugenol, which has been shown to enhance vasodilation, the widening of blood vessels. That means better blood flow, reduced blood pressure, and improved delivery of oxygen and nutrients throughout the body. Together, they work like a natural tonic for your heart. They reduce inflammation in the vessel walls, improve circulation, and even help dissolve plaque buildup that contributes to atherosclerosis. Many of my older patients, especially those with borderline or high blood pressure, report feeling lighter, more energetic, and more mentally alert after just a few weeks of using this blend. That's not coincidence. That's your cardiovascular system starting to function the way it was meant to, free of blockages, relaxed and responsive. This improved blood flow isn't just about numbers on a blood pressure monitor. It affects your energy, your sleep, your stamina, and your ability to recover from physical activity. It's what gives you that sharpness when you wake up, that clarity of thought, that sense that your body is working for you instead of against you. And perhaps most importantly, it gives you the confidence that your heart is strong enough to keep up with the life you still want to live. But as powerful as cardiovascular support is, it's only the beginning. Because once you improve circulation and reduce pressure on your heart, something else happens. You begin to support the body's natural defenses. And that brings us to the next benefit, one that could help protect you from illness, chronic inflammation, and even the silent infections that drag your energy down without you realizing it. Benefit 2: antibacterial and anti-inflammatory. As we age, our bodies become more vulnerable to the slow, silent damage caused by chronic inflammation and low-grade infections. These are the invisible enemies, bacteria, viruses, and fungi that quietly attack your joints, your lungs, your skin, and even your internal organs. You may not feel them directly at first, but over time they chip away at your energy, your immunity, and your resilience. That's why one of the most important gifts this olive oil and clove blend offers is its powerful antibacterial and anti-inflammatory protection. Clove, as small as it is, contains one of nature's most potent healing agents, eugenol. This compound has been studied for its ability to kill harmful bacteria, fight fungal infections, and even neutralize viruses. It works by breaking down the cell walls of these invaders, stopping their ability to spread and reproduce. When you apply clove through a carrier like olive oil, it doesn't just sit on the skin, it penetrates, cleanses, and protects the deeper tissues from microbial damage. For men over 60, this is especially critical because the body's natural defenses tend to weaken with age, making it easier for infections to take root and harder for wounds or irritation to heal. But there's another benefit that's just as important. Chronic inflammation, the kind that lives in your joints, your gut, and your blood vessels, is now known to be a major driver of heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and even cognitive decline. The olive oil and clove mixture works to calm this internal fire. Olive oil contains powerful antioxidants that neutralize free radicals, while clove acts to interrupt the inflammatory signaling pathways in the body. Together, they soothe swollen tissues, reduce redness, and create an internal environment that supports healing rather than damage. Many men notice the difference within just a few uses. Breathing becomes easier. That nagging cough eases up. The tension in your hands or knees starts to fade, and more than anything, you feel a quiet sense of relief, as if your body is finally getting a break from the constant low-level irritation that's been dragging you down for years. This kind of cleansing is more than skin deep. It's a reset, a chance for your body to reestablish balance and fight off the hidden threats that most of us don't even know are there. And once that foundation is restored, your body becomes far better equipped to handle another major health challenge, something millions of older men silently struggle with every day. Because the next benefit might just change the way you approach food, energy, and long-term vitality. Benefit 3: blood sugar control. For many men over 60, managing blood sugar quietly becomes a daily struggle, whether it's prediabetes, full-blown type 2 diabetes, or simply the frustrating roller coaster of energy crashes and cravings. You may notice it when your hands shake before lunch or when you feel drained after dinner. These ups and downs aren't just tiring, they're dangerous. Left unchecked, unstable blood sugar can lead to nerve damage, heart problems, weight gain, and loss of sexual function. But this is where the olive oil and clove blend offers something simple, powerful, and natural. Clove contains compounds that have been shown to support insulin sensitivity. That means it helps your body respond more effectively to the insulin it already produces, allowing your cells to absorb glucose from the bloodstream without putting excess strain on your pancreas. Eugenol, the key component in clove, also helps slow the breakdown of carbohydrates in the digestive tract, which can prevent those sudden sugar spikes after meals. The result? A more even, sustained energy throughout the day, and less pressure on your metabolic system over time. Meanwhile, olive oil plays its own critical role. Its healthy fats slow the absorption of glucose when eaten with meals, which can blunt blood sugar spikes and reduce the stress placed on your blood vessels. Olive oil also contains oleic acid, which has been linked to improved insulin function and reduced inflammation in the body. Together, olive oil and clove become more than just a blend. They become a metabolic support system. Many of my patients report fewer cravings, more consistent energy, and even modest weight loss after incorporating this mixture into their routine. They feel steadier, less foggy, and they're no longer constantly reaching for snacks to feel normal again. That stability makes a difference, not only in how they feel hour by hour, but in their long-term health outlook. Keeping your blood sugar in check is one of the most important ways to protect your eyes, your nerves, your kidneys, and your heart. But the benefits of this blend don't stop at internal chemistry. Once blood sugar begins to stabilize and inflammation settles down, the body begins to shift into healing mode. And one of the first areas men often notice this healing is in their joints, their muscles, and the way their body responds to movement. Because the next benefit is one that directly affects how you feel when you get out of bed in the morning and how you move through the rest of the day. Benefit 4. Joint and muscle pain relief. As the years pass, even the simplest movements can start to feel heavier. You might notice it first in your knees when climbing stairs or in your shoulders when reaching for something off a shelf. For many men over 60, joint stiffness and muscle aches slowly become a daily companion, quiet but relentless. And while medications may offer short-term relief, they rarely address the root cause. That's why this blend of olive oil and clove is so valuable. It doesn't just mask the pain, it helps soothe and restore what's underneath. Olive oil contains a rich mix of natural anti-inflammatory compounds, including oleocanthal, which has been compared to the effects of ibuprofen, but without the side effects. When applied topically, it sinks into the skin and begins to reduce the swelling and irritation in your joints. It helps rehydrate tissue, relax tight muscles, and even support the small capillaries that deliver healing nutrients to damaged areas. Clove brings a different kind of power to the table. Eugenol, the main active ingredient, is a natural analgesic. That means it doesn't just reduce inflammation, it dulls pain by calming the nerves. When used regularly, this combination has the potential to not only relieve discomfort, but to help you move more freely and confidently. The warmth from the clove oil increases local blood flow, which carries oxygen and nutrients right to the places where tissue needs to heal. Over time, you may begin to notice that stiffness fades more quickly in the morning. That soreness after a walk? Gone faster. The deep, dull aches in your back or hands? Softer. And what's most encouraging is that it can be part of your routine without risking your stomach, liver, or kidneys like some over-the-counter pills do. In my practice, men often tell me this simple massage ritual has given them back a piece of their independence. They move with more ease, they feel stronger on their feet. They get back to gardening, walking, or simply enjoying daily tasks that used to be a burden. And while this isn't a miracle cure, it is a real lasting tool for comfort and strength when used consistently and correctly. But relieving physical pain is just one part of the picture, because as your body becomes freer to move, your energy doesn't just come back, it begins to rise. And with that energy comes a natural return of something even deeper, your vitality as a man. And that's where this blend really begins to shine. Let's explore what happens next when circulation improves, pain fades, and your masculine drive begins to stir once again. Benefit 5. Male Vitality Boost. There's a quiet truth most men over 60 carry with them, often unspoken. The feeling of not being themselves anymore. It's not just about energy or libido, it's about identity. That sense of masculine vitality, the internal spark that once fueled your confidence, intimacy, and drive, it starts to fade. Slowly, subtly, and without warning. But it doesn't have to stay that way. Because when used correctly, the blend of olive oil and clove has the power to help reignite that fire in a man's body, and it does so in a way that's both natural and deeply restorative. The key lies in how this blend supports blood flow, hormone balance, and nervous system function all at once. Clove is known in natural medicine for its aphrodisiac qualities, and for good reason. It doesn't just stimulate the senses, it enhances circulation in the lower regions of the body where it counts. Eugenol, the primary compound in clove, may increase testosterone activity by improving how the body responds to existing hormones. It also helps activate key nerves that play a role in arousal and sensitivity, nerves that often grow sluggish with age. And because it supports healthy blood vessels, clove promotes stronger, more reliable blood flow to areas essential for physical intimacy and performance. Olive oil supports this process by reducing internal inflammation and helping maintain hormone levels naturally. It nourishes the adrenal glands, calms the nervous system, and promotes restful sleep, all of which are critical to healthy testosterone production and libido. What you get is not just a temporary lift in mood or energy, but a deeper return of drive and masculine energy, the kind that makes you feel alive again, not just going through the motions. Many men who use this blend regularly report feeling more in control of their bodies. They notice better stamina, stronger morning responses, and a renewed sense of connection with their partner. And because the blend calms stress hormones like cortisol, it also helps reduce anxiety, restlessness, and mental fatigue, all of which are known to interfere with male performance and desire. What's powerful about this approach is that it doesn't rely on pills or artificial stimulation. It works with your body, not against it, to restore a sense of natural rhythm and resilience. And while feeling like yourself again in the bedroom is powerful, the benefits don't stop at the sheets. Because when circulation improves and hormones begin to rebalance, your body doesn't just come alive, it starts to glow. And in the next section, you'll see how this same blend begins to transform something you see every single day: the skin you live in. Benefit 6. Skin rejuvenation and dermatological benefits. As men age, the skin begins to tell the story of time. It becomes thinner, more fragile, and prone to dryness, spots, and sagging. Wrinkles deepen, rough patches appear, and while many men have learned to accept these changes as just part of getting older, the truth is your skin doesn't have to decline so rapidly. In fact, with the right support, it can regain strength, clarity, and even a subtle glow. That's exactly what the olive oil and clove blend offers: natural, no-frills skin rejuvenation that speaks directly to the unique needs of aging men. Olive oil has long been praised for its ability to hydrate and soften the skin. Rich in vitamin E, polyphenols, and essential fatty acids, it acts as a deep moisturizer that repairs the skin's natural barrier, reduces irritation, and protects against environmental damage. When applied regularly, it helps smooth fine lines, fade dark spots, and restore a supple texture that many men haven't felt in years. It also helps with rough, cracked areas like elbows, knees, and hands, places that often get overlooked but show age quickly. Clove, on the other hand, offers antimicrobial power that makes this blend especially useful for men who deal with skin irritation, breakouts, or fungal issues like athlete's foot or nail fungus. Its natural antiseptic properties help fight bacteria on the skin, reduce inflammation, and support healing from within. That tingling sensation you feel when applying it? That's the clove stimulating circulation beneath the surface, waking up your skin's natural repair mechanisms. Combined with olive oil's soothing touch, this duo becomes a force for deep skin renewal. What surprises most men is how quickly the results show. With just a few weeks of consistent use, the skin begins to feel firmer, smoother, and more resilient. Age spots start to fade. The tone evens out and the face looks less tired, more alert. Even men who've never cared much about skincare start to notice something different in the mirror, a quiet vitality returning to their appearance. It's not about vanity, it's about feeling good in your skin, literally. About knowing you're not just aging, you're aging well. And there's something else. When your skin feels alive, it becomes a reflection of what's happening inside your body. It means circulation is improving, inflammation is calming, and your cells are functioning the way they should. But this external glow is only part of the transformation, because there's one more area where the olive oil and clove blend has shown remarkable results, something many men struggle with silently even though it affects their confidence every single day, and that's the health of their hair. Benefit 7. Essential for healthy hair. Hair may seem like a small concern in the grand scheme of aging, but for many men it carries deep emotional weight. It's a symbol of youth, confidence, and presence. So when the hair starts thinning, when the strands grow weaker, or when the scalp becomes dry and irritated, it doesn't just affect your appearance, it touches your self-esteem. The olive oil and clove blend may not sound like a solution at first glance, but when used consistently, it becomes a powerful ally in keeping your hair stronger, thicker, and healthier as you age. Olive oil works as a nourishing base, deeply moisturizing both the scalp and the hair shaft. Its high content of vitamins A and E, along with omega fatty acids, helps restore dry, brittle strands and strengthens the hair from the root. When massaged into the scalp, olive oil softens hardened follicles, clears away buildup, and allows hair to grow in a healthier environment. It also calms scalp irritation and reduces flaking, which are often overlooked causes of hair thinning in older men. Clove brings another layer of potency. It improves circulation to the scalp, which is critical for hair growth, especially in later years when blood flow tends to slow. Eugenol stimulates the roots and energizes dormant follicles, encouraging the growth of new strands where the scalp may have become quiet. Clove also has antimicrobial properties, which help prevent dandruff and scalp infections that can suffocate hair growth and cause further shedding. Men who use this blend on their scalp regularly often describe a tingling sensation, the feeling of life returning to an area that had gone still. Over time, they notice a stronger grip at the roots, less hair left in the brush, and in some cases, visible new growth along the hairline or crown. It's not about turning back the clock overnight, but about giving your body what it needs to do what it's still capable of doing, regenerating, strengthening, and preserving. Just a few drops of the warm blend massaged into the scalp a couple of times a week can become a simple act of self-care that delivers real results. And when your hair feels fuller and healthier, it reinforces a deeper truth that age doesn't have to mean decline. It can also mean renewal, especially when you support the body's natural processes. Now that you've seen how this blend revitalizes what's visible, your skin, your hair, your energy, it's time to explore something even more important, because how you use this blend matters just as much as what it does. And in the next section, I'll show you exactly how to prepare it, apply it, and make it a part of your routine for lasting head-to-toe results. How to prepare and use the mixture. Now that you understand what this simple blend of olive oil and clove can do, from restoring energy and circulation to easing pain, improving skin, and even reviving hair, it's time to talk about how to actually use it. Because the way you prepare and apply this mixture makes all the difference. And when done right, it becomes more than just a remedy. It becomes a ritual that sends a message to your body. It's time to heal, restore, and rise again. There are two simple methods, and both are easy to fit into your routine. The first is a warm infusion for topical use. Start with 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Gently warm it, just until it's pleasantly warm to the touch, not hot. Add 1 teaspoon of ground cloves, stir it in, and let the mixture sit for at least 20 minutes. You can also prepare a larger batch and let it steep for 48 hours in a sealed glass jar, then strain it if you prefer a smoother texture. This oil can be applied to the lower abdomen, inner thighs, chest, scalp, or any area needing relief, stimulation, or nourishment. Massage it gently, leave it on for 20 minutes, and then rinse it off or let it absorb overnight. Doing this just twice a week can deliver significant results, especially when used consistently. The second method is a warm clove tea with olive oil for internal use. Boil 1 cup of water and add 5 or 6 whole cloves. Cover it and let it steep for 20 minutes. Then strain out the cloves, allow the tea to cool slightly, and stir in 1 to 2 teaspoons of olive oil. Drink it about 30 minutes before bed 2 or 3 nights a week. This supports your digestion, calms inflammation from within, helps regulate blood sugar, and promotes deep restorative sleep. It's also a great way to wind down in the evening and signal to your body that it's time to rest and recover. Some men use both methods, one for the body, one for internal support, and find that the two approaches together create a powerful synergy that touches nearly every system in the body. What's important is consistency. This isn't a one-time miracle, it's a return to rhythm, a small act of care that, when repeated, tells your body it hasn't been forgotten. It's still capable. It still matters. And now that you know exactly how to prepare and use this blend, there's one final piece to bring it all together. Because what truly makes this ritual so powerful isn't just the ingredients, it's what they awaken in you. And in the closing thoughts, I'll show you how to carry this practice forward and make it part of a life that feels strong, vital, and fully alive again. Conclusion. Now that we've walked through every benefit of this simple blend, olive oil and clove, it's clear that what you're holding isn't just a natural remedy. It's a quiet revolution for the aging male body. We began with understanding the power of each ingredient on its own. Olive oil, a nourishing force that softens arteries and supports hormone health, and clove, a bold stimulant with the ability to fight inflammation, improve circulation, and awaken dormant energy. When these two are brought together, they create something far greater than the sum of their parts. We explored how this blend helps the heart and blood vessels work more efficiently, how it defends against bacterial threats and reduces chronic inflammation, how it stabilizes blood sugar, and how it brings relief to stiff joints and aching muscles. For many men, that alone would be enough. But it didn't stop there. This blend also touches something deeper. It revives your masculine vitality, restores energy, and brings a renewed sense of confidence and strength. It shows in your skin, in your voice, in the way you walk and carry yourself. And yes, even in your hair. It's not just about looking better, it's about feeling whole again, like the man you remember being, but even wiser and more grounded. Most importantly, you now know exactly how to prepare it and use it. No confusion, no mystery, just a warm, natural process that fits easily into your life. A twice-weekly act of care that invites your body to perform, to heal, to energize. Because at this stage in life, what matters most is not chasing youth, but nurturing vitality. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to do what it's still capable of doing. Growing stronger, staying sharp, and living with clarity and purpose. You're not too old. It's not too late. You don't need prescriptions to feel like a man again. All you need is consistency, care, and a willingness to believe that something small, something as humble as olive oil and clove, can start a transformation. So tonight, when the world gets quiet, take 20 minutes for yourself. Prepare the oil. Warm your hands. Apply it with intention. Let your body remember what it means to be alive, present, and powerful. Because this isn't just about fixing a symptom, it's about reclaiming the strength that was never truly lost. It was simply waiting for you to bring it back. If this message spoke to you, if you felt even a spark of possibility, don't keep it to yourself. Give this video a like. Share it with a friend who might need it, and leave a comment below to let me know what part resonated most with you. And if you'd like to support more content like this for men over 60, consider making a small donation. Every bit helps me continue creating honest, empowering health advice that truly matters.